which in the bracket the Torah. This refers to the first 5 books of the Christian Bible, which contains the law on different aspects which God gave to the Israelites to guide them in social situations. These are the books Genesis, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Numbers, and Exodus. So they are also referred to as the books of law. So these are the law books. In the first division we saw in the Old Testament, it is comprised of the law books, and there are 5 law books. So different scholars, different authors, they believe that these books were written by a man called, they were composed and maintained by a man called Moses. They believe that it was Moses who wrote these books, and they have at least some things they looked at to make conclusion that the Torah was composed by Moses. So the following are the things that they looked at to agree that it was Moses who wrote the Torah. So Moses is the central figure in all these law books. So he was the one who gave those laws by God, so he could have written them. God, when he was giving the laws to the people, he passed them through Moses. So that's why they concluded by saying that he's the author, he's the writer, he's the one who composed them. So Moses is used to liberate the people from the land of slavery, from the land of Egypt under King Pharaoh. So they say that maybe he's the one who wrote them because he's the one even brought these people back to their land, which God at least had promised them. So Moses is taken to be the liberator. So that makes him to be taken to be the author. So there is a biblical evidence showing Moses as the writer. For example, Exodus chapter 24 to chapter 24 verse 4 shows that Moses wrote down all God's laws. Therefore, since he wrote these laws, he could be the one who composed the Torah. So still, that is another evidence. So Exodus chapter 17, Exodus verse 17 to 14, Exodus chapter 17 verse 14 shows that the Lord commanded Moses to write an account of the Israelites' victory against the Amalekites. So it is another evidence that shows that it is Moses who composed these laws. There are many things that at least they believe that can bring Moses on the table as the author of the Torah. There is the life history of Moses. He from his childhood, he was born miraculously. He got a chance, and he grew within the palace of King Pharaoh. His background, his mother was a Hebrew, so there was that connectivity. God made him to escape death when they were killing all the babies. He got a chance, and he was picked by the daughter of Pharaoh from water, and she was the one who gave him that name Moses, meaning pulled out of water. So that biblical evidence is also there. He is also agreed that there are conducting stories in the books, these books. For example, contradicting stories in the books. For example, Genesis 1 verse 18 shows that God called a man and a woman at a go, but Genesis 2 and verse 18 shows that they were created separately, and man first, then woman later. So this shows that the author was known to one of the Torah. So you cannot say that it is God who wrote the Torah alone. So there is that contradicting story in these books. We have different evidence to prove that it was Moses that he wrote the Torah. So you can go through them and you revise, you take time and look at them, and we see and read more about it, and you get the knowledge about the authorship of the Torah. But Torah, these are the first 5 books, the law books we looked at in the beginning of the Old Testament, that are talking about the composition of the Old Testament, which is divided into different sections. We looked at the law books, the historical books. We have what they call judges, we have wisdom literature, and prophetic books. Therefore, we have law books, historical books, prophetic books, and still wisdom literature. So that is the message in the Torah. We come back with what they call the Old Testament period, and where does it start from?